What is going on, my royals? This is part 12 of Meet Your Strawman. And before I get into this, I want to explain to you everything that you see on the news, you hear on the radio, you read in the newspaper, etc., is absolutely illusory. It's bullshit. None of that's coming to fruition. We are not going from cash to digital currencies and microchips and all of this stuff. It's all a lie. This is what's manifesting. The old systems, the old way of thinking is done. Money is done. The monetary system is gone bye-bye. We will be living in abundance. We will basically be co-creating, sharing. Love will be what the currency basically is, and we'll be working within our vocations. So there will be a very vast amount of wealth paid out to basically everybody, and that will be used until money becomes obsolete. And with that money, we don't go buy Louis Vuitton bags, and we don't go buy self-lacing sneakers from Back to the Future. We actually create a better world with it. We build up the other infrastructure around the world, because the whole system of this country's richer than that country, and this man's richer than that man, and that person's got more money, and that's done. We're all going to be in abundance. We're all going to be on an equal playing field, basically. It's very hard for people to grasp. I get it. But it's the reality. I'm trying to give you forewarning of what's coming. There ain't no, pandemic coming in 2024 or 2025. Whatever you hear from those people is a lie. This is what's coming. All the fraud and the way that they've made all their money is going to be exposed. And then people will move into their positions that they've basically already sown. That's why they're here. People are starting to wake up to who they are and what they're actually here for. And we'll be creating a better world. Whether people can grasp that or not is irrelevant, because it's coming. Let's get into this read. And we were talking about fucking off bills, because bills are garbage. So the company invoicing the Strawman is hoping that you don't catch on to the fact that it is not you who is being billed, and so you make the payment as a mistake on your part. Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to pay this unnecessary charge on behalf of the Strawman, then you can mark the envelope, no contract, return to sender. And you do just fucking that. You mail it back to the sender. Any subsequent letters can be treated in exactly the same way. As in all cases, do not have any telephone conversations about it, as verbal communications bristle with legalese verbal traps. They'll be like, "We've got you now, human. You must pay us quadruple." At most, say that you wish to deal with any such matters by mail and just terminate the call. It does not matter if an employee turns up at your fucking home and hands you a letter or even puts one through the fucking mailbox. The letter is not for you. It's not even addressed to you. It is addressed to the Strawman. So it can be mailed back the same as any other letter. Now let's talk about this man here, Tony Rook. So recently, Tony Rook in the UK took a different approach. He refused to pay for a TV license and went to court over it. There, he stated that he would not pay a TV license fee because the BBC, or the British Broadcasting Corporation, intentionally misrepresented facts about the 9/11 attacks. As is widely known, the BBC reported the collapse of World Trade Center Building 7, the 47-story Salomon Brothers building, which was never hit by an airplane, but which collapsed at free fall speed later that day, more than 20 minutes before the collapse occurred. Rook stated that the BBC had to have had prior knowledge of the terror attack and so were complicit in the attack. He then showed a recording of the BBC video news broadcast along with considerable additional evidence. The judge agreed that Rook had a reasonable case to protest, and he was found not guilty by the court and was not fined for failure to pay the licensing fee. If you wish, you can take a more forceful, direct stance, as demonstrated here by a letter issued by Christopher Lees when dealing with a fixed penalty notice charge. Let's listen to old Christopher Lees. Dear Sirs, please read the following notice thoroughly and carefully before responding. It is a notice, it informs you, it means what it says. The reason why you need to read it carefully is simple. I am offering conditional agreement. This removes controversy and means that you no longer have any ultimate recourse to a court of law in this matter, because there is no controversy upon which it could adjudicate. You always have the option of dragging these conditions into a court of law, only to be told that they are indeed lawful. That is, of course, always your prerogative should you decide to waste your time. For this reason, it is important that you consider and respond to the offer in substance. The nearest official form will not suffice, and consequently is likely to be ignored by myself without any dishonour on my part. On the other hand, there is a time limit on the agreement being offered. It is reasonable, and if it runs out, then you and all associated parties are in default, removing any and all lawful excuse on your part for proceeding in this matter. For these reasons, it is recommended that you carefully consider this notice and respond in substance, which means actually addressing the points raised herein. You have apparently made allegations of criminal conduct against me. You have apparently made demands upon me. I do not understand those apparent demands and therefore cannot lawfully fulfill them. I seek clarification of your documents so that I may act according to the law and maintain my entire body of inalienable natural rights. Failure to accept this offer to clarify and to do so completely and in good faith within 7 days will be deemed by all parties to mean that you and your principal or other parties abandon all demands upon me. So I conditionally accept your offer to agree that I am a legal fiction person, Mr. Christopher Mark Lees, and that I owe 70 for services rendered by your company upon proof of claim of all of the following. Number 1, upon proof of claim that I am a person and not a human being. Number 2, upon proof of claim that you know what a person actually is in legal terms. Number 3, upon proof of claim that you know the difference between a human being and a person, legally speaking. Number 4, upon proof of claim that you know the difference between the terms legal and lawful. Number 5, upon proof of claim that I am a legal fiction person, Mr. Christopher Mark Lees, being the entity to which your paperwork was addressed and not Christopher of the Lees family as commonly called. Number 6, upon proof of claim that the charge was the result of a lawful investigation unmarred by prejudice. Number 7, upon proof of claim that I am a member of the society whose statutes and subsisting regulations you are enforcing. Number 8, upon proof of claim that I showed you some sort of identification. And number 9, upon proof of claim that there is a nameable society that I belong to and that the laws covered within any alleged transgressions state that they apply to me within that named society. And then he signs it off, and you guessed it, he never had to pay no 70 bucks. We're going to stop it there. Tomorrow we're going to talk about consent and about society. It's going to get interesting. It's already been interesting, but it's going to get even more interesting. So I don't want anyone to live in fear, alright? There's no need to fear anything. Everything that's coming is going to be beneficial for the betterment of humanity as a whole, okay? So just remember that. Much love. We're moving toward freedom, and I'll see you all tomorrow.